continuing our walking tours of Barcelona. And we're going to show you a busy street. We'll take you in a tapa bar, walk around on the Ramblas and take you through Placa Reial and then inside the beautiful Cathedral of Barcelona. Carrer Ferran is the busiest street of the entire Gotic Quarter, with lots of shops and restaurants along both sides and filled with the throngs of people drawn to the many restaurants. And we are ready for some tapas.
Mikel Etxea.
Mikel
Etxea. Muy bien.
And we were able to go right up to the food counter and point to items that we wanted. You can see them right in front of you. And then the waitress brings it over to the table and we can all share in this wonderful food together. Tapas fit beautifully into the Spanish lifestyle because they eat dinner very late, usually between 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. And so they're getting hungry in the late afternoon and they're thirsty as well and they want to talk and socialize. So tapas are the perfect item to bring it all together. And now you might zigzag through the little alley nexus and then you'll arrive quickly at the Grand Plaza of the Placa Reial, that's the Royal Square. And this was built in the 19th century. It's surrounded by magnificent arcades on all sides and anchored by a grand fountain in the center. It also features some street lamps that were designed by Gaudi. The Rambla is Barcelona at its best and most famous. A broad pedestrian promenade that continues for 3/4 of a mile down to the waterfront. And then next make your way over 1 block more to the Gothic church of Santa Maria del Pi and the 3 enchanting little plazas that are around it. This is another one of the great spaces of Barcelona that has it all. There's benches to rest, you've got trees for shade, outdoor cafes, there's shops, statues, and those little piazzas really create a wonderful atmosphere of spending some leisure time and enjoying the space here. And there's other major attractions within a few blocks. When walking through these lanes, you don't see a lot of the sky, especially late in the afternoon. But then you'll look up and occasionally see an astonishing sunset, golden, bright, screaming colors. Now, the cathedral naturally is in the center of the oldest section of town. The Cathedral de Seu, or they would say Cathedral, was first built in the 13th through 15th centuries in the traditional Gothic style with a soaring nave and pointed arches, very tall columns with 28 side chapels, and there's a really interesting cloister that's home to a flock of noisy geese with an attitude. Nobody knows quite where these geese came from, but they've been here for centuries and are said to represent purity, fitting right in with the atmosphere of this wonderful church. While construction of this Gothic church began in the year 1298, there were several earlier churches on the same location, going as far back as the 4th century with the baptistry, and then several earlier churches, and then there was a Romanesque church built in the 11th century and was then pulled down to make room for this beautiful Gothic masterpiece. Entrance to the cloister and the cathedral can be free depending on what time of day you go. If you go in the mid-afternoon, there is generally an entrance charge, but in the morning or later in the afternoon, let's say usually after 5:15 or so, up until 7 p.m., there's no admission charge. So just be sure to check with the cathedral. They have signs posted out front that will explain all about it. Now naturally, the cathedral itself is right in the heart of the old town, and so there are some lovely strolls to be enjoyed all around it during the day and as well as at night. Many of the shops and restaurants are clustered in the nearby blocks, and there's lots of people out for a stroll, and there are probably several sidewalk musicians providing entertainment. have many more Barcelona movies on our YouTube channel.